So today we're going to do lower body strengthening. So a couple weeks ago we did upper body strengthening, so I figured we better even ourselves out. So we're going to do all things lower body. You don't need a lot of equipment. I'm going to use a chair to sit down on for a squat. You don't need that if you're comfortable just doing a bodyweight squat. And then if you want, you can have a band or two. Again, you don't need it, it just makes the exercises a little bit more challenging, more advanced. So I've got two different bands that I'm going to choose from. Again, totally optional. But we're going to start with warming up our core. So we're going to lay on our backs. And we've done this a time or two before, that deep core TA exercise. If you know how to do it, just go ahead and get started. If not, I will run you through it. So the TA muscle is really the deep part of the core, and it stabilizes the midsection, attaches the rib cage onto the pelvis. So to engage it, you're going to take your fingertips and find the hip bones in the front. Go just inside so that your fingertips rest in the bottom of your abdomen. And then you're going to draw your core inwards, like you're tensing inwards. And you should feel a muscle engage. That's your TA muscle. So you want to be engaging that and breathing normally, and also not bracing through the rest of the core. The rest of the core should be relaxed. And you're going to hold that and breathe. You can either hold and breathe for about 20 seconds or so, or if you want the advanced version, you can lift one leg, put it down, and alternate, trying to keep the hips really nice and still, minimizing that weight transfer back and forth. Are you getting to be a pro at this exercise yet?
Yes.
I
was sore after last week.
Were you? That was the one about compensation patterns?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A little sore for a day.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good, got some muscles working.
I think it was the core ones, like that's where I was sore.
Okay. Okay, whenever you're done your first set, go ahead and take a little rest. We're going to do 3 sets of this as a bit of a warm-up, because we want our core to be working once we get into the lower body movements. Okay, whenever you're ready, you can go into your second set. So again, getting your fingertips in the right spot, drawing inwards to engage that TA muscle. And you can either just hold and breathe, or if you're becoming a pro, you can do alternating leg lifts. Totally up to you.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Okay, so whenever you're done that second set, go ahead and get a rest. And then you can go into your third set whenever you're ready. Kurtita, we're doing that deep core exercise that we've done before, where you're drawing inwards. I know you're familiar with that one. And as this muscle is starting to get tired, just be aware of not clenching the upper core, just drawing in down low. Remember to breathe. Even if you have to make the exercise easier for the last set, that's totally fine. Listen to your body. And when you're done that last set, go ahead and give yourself a rest. So the other thing that we need to warm up for the lower body exercises is the foot, because we're going to be standing when we do it. So of course we want our arches supporting us really nicely. So we're going to do an arch cupping exercise. We've done this before, but it's been a while. So we're going to do it on the ground, and then we're going to build it into a balance exercise. So you can sit however you want, but one foot needs to be flat on the ground. You can be in a chair, you can be on the edge of your couch, doesn't really matter. But you're going to think about your foot and the point where your heel is, a point where the base of your toes are, and you're going to really gently think about lifting up your arch so that those 2 points come just ever so slightly closer to each other. So that means you're tensing all the muscles through the arch of the foot. And we're going to hold that for 10 seconds. And then relax. So we don't want to be crunching our toes under like that. We want to be lifting the arch. So a good visual is pretend that your foot is a puppet and there's a string right here in the middle of your foot lifting up. Does that make sense? Yeah?
Think about stepping on a Lego and you don't want to put the middle down.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, you're on a Lego. Okay, so let's go into a second set. So again, think about just tensing the arch to lift up ever so slightly. It's a challenging one. It's very, very subtle. So if you're watching my foot, you probably don't see anything happening, and that's fine. It's just more of an engagement in that area. Good. Go ahead and relax. You guys starting to get a hang of it?
Yeah.
Okay, one more time. Go ahead, lift the arch up. Again, think about shortening the distance in between those 2 points. And relax, and let's do 3 on the other foot. So whenever you're ready, go ahead, tense those muscles so that you're bringing the points together and lifting the arch up a little bit. Just make note if you're doing anything funny. Are you clenching your fingers or your teeth? Or you can relax. Go into the second set. Again, bring those points together. Tense the arch. If you want, you can always bring your fingertips there so you can feel the muscles activate. A little stimulation sometimes can help them wake up. Good. You can relax. And one more time. You guys finding this challenging or not too bad?
Not bad.
Good. Okay, you can relax. So now that we've got the core activated and the foot activated, we're going to build them in. We're going to do a little balance, and that'll be the end of our warm-up sequence. So we're going to be standing. You're going to pick which foot you're going to start with, and the other foot is going to be lifting. But before we get there, think about core engaged, so you're drawing your core inwards, that TA activation. You're also thinking about lifting up your arch. And then the last thing you're thinking about is your hip is nice and strong, so you're not letting yourself jut out. So get all those points activated, chest up, and then go ahead and lift one foot, and we're going to balance. You can find something to look at to help you stay steady. Remember to breathe. It's up to you. If you need to hold on to something, you can, but try to challenge yourself a little bit. Good. Slowly you can put that foot down, and let's do the other one. So the other foot gets planted, the arch gets lifted up, core tight, that hip is nice and strong, and lift the leg. Oh, the side's more wobbly for me. Yeah, if you've got thick carpet, it can for sure make it an added challenge for you. Oh, I don't know what's going on with my left leg today. I sure am wobbly. Good, you can put that down. Are you guys feeling it in some of those spots, the hips or the core or the foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, so one more time on each foot. Again, go to foot number 1, lift up the arch, draw in the core, hip nice and strong. The weather was so nice last night that I actually went for a run.
Oh, wow.
It was perfect weather for it. I dragged the dog along with me. She thought I was crazy.
This is what you get when you go for a run by yourself. You have to come with me on a run.
Yeah. She's possibly more out of shape than I am, so I was dragging her along. Okay, you can put that foot down. Let's do the other one. Again, arch up, core in, hip strong. She was very thankful when a bunch of kids wanted to pet her. She got a little rest.
Just stop for a second.
Yeah, she gladly just sat down at their feet and enjoyed the attention. Good. Okay. How's your balance today, everyone? Better than mine?
Hey,
Yeah, mine wasn't very good for some reason. Balance switches up from day to day.
home roller.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go into strengthening a little bit. So we're gonna do squats. So I'm gonna grab a chair because I like having it something to aim for. But again, you don't need it. If you don't have one, you can use the edge of your couch, or you can just do them in an open space. I like having the chair because I'm gonna touch my butt but not sit, and then come back up, and it sort of just reminds me how low to go. So feet nice and wide, shoulder width or even wider than shoulder width. Find something that feels comfortable. Your toes can be either pointed straight forward or they can be slightly out. And now if you notice one foot is not the same as the other foot, don't stress about it. You can have different hip joints on one side compared to the other. So if they're not totally symmetrical, don't stress. But again, get the core tight, draw in, and your bum is going to go back towards that seat. You're going to tap or even sit if you need to and come back up. Now you choose how hard you want to make this. You don't have to go all the way down to the chair if you don't want. You can just do little quarter squats. It's totally up to you. But try your best to make it slow and controlled. Keep that core drawn in the whole time. And if mentally you can handle one more thing, think about your bum squeezing as you come up. Okay, let's do one more good one. Everyone come down as low as you can, hold for a second, and come on up. How'd that feel?
Yeah, good.
Good?
Good.
Everyone's got strong legs? Strong women?
But feel less.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more sets just like that. So again, get your stance how you want it, whatever feels comfortable. Core drawn in, and go down as low as you feel you can. So one other thing I'll mention is you notice my knees are sort of going outwards. They're tracking towards my toes. If you want to think about that, you just don't want your knees collapsing inwards. That's not very fun for your knees.
Outward?
Yeah.
Outward?
Outwards towards your big toes. Yeah. There's a lot to think about. Okay, on your last one here, you can take a little pause, a little hover, or you come back up. Yeah, take a little rest. We're going to do one more set before we lay down and do something different. Okay, last one. So get that good stance, get the core drawn in and chest up, and here we go. So remember, take your bum back, stick your bum out. And on the last one here, take a little hover, take a big deep breath, feel your legs work, and then come on up. Good. I'm gonna ditch my chair. And we're gonna lay down. Oh, talking and exercising at the same time is hard. So yeah, we're gonna be laying down, we're gonna do some hip exercises. So we're gonna feel it, but not the same kind of challenge. So we're gonna start with clamshells. So hips are stacked right on top of each other, knees on top of each other in front of you. You're gonna keep your ankles or your heels touching, and you're gonna separate your knees. Lift that top knee. Now if you want, you can use the band for this. So I'm gonna challenge myself, I'm gonna have the band around. Whichever version you're going to do, we're going to go to about 10. So if you're choosing to use the band, it's up to you. The tighter it is, the more challenging it will be. Sometimes a little goes a long way with this exercise. And mine's pretty loose and it's a light band and I still feel it more. One thing to keep in mind is that you don't have to lift your knees very, very much. There's not a lot of movement here for a lot of people. So don't force it. It's more important that you keep your hips nice and steady than trying to accomplish more movement than you actually have. So you're going to 10. Whenever you get there, you can take a rest. And when you rest, give yourself a little massage, a little appreciation. Good job, hips. And then from there, we're going to straighten our legs. If you want, you can get rid of the band if you're using it. If you're up for a challenge, you can keep it there. So our body's nice and straight. Again, hips are stacked, and we're going to lift to the top leg. How you guys doing?
About using a band.
Yeah.
I'm using a band, but it is not going very far.
Yeah, that's okay. As long as you're feeling it in the hip, that's all that matters. I can't see either of you guys, so I have to ask.
When you put your tablet on the floor and you lay in front of it, it doesn't get very much.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't need to see you. As long as you can see me and you can follow along.
You're feeling out of the head, right? Out of.
Yeah, you should be feeling the top hip working.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you feel it a little bit in the bottom. Normally once you get tired, you start to feel it in the bottom. When we flip to the other side, you might feel it. Okay, we're going to do one more set of both of them before we flip onto the other side. So bend your knees again, and we're going to go back into the clamshells. So keeping your feet touching and lifting the top knee. Again, about 10. And then you can straighten out your legs, get your body nice and straight, and go into the Jane Fondas. Again, don't worry about lifting your legs super high. Sort of depends if you have a band or how tight it is, how flexible you are. Try to keep the hip nice and stable, no wobbling around. Good, and when you're done your 10, again, you can relax, give yourself a little attention, and we can flip over to the other side. So when we're doing these sets, you might feel it a little bit in the bottom hip, because now your bottom hip is tired. So if you are, don't worry about it. Whenever you're ready, get the hips stacked, and we're going to do the clamshell first. Good. When you're done your 10, you can relax for a moment. Give yourself a little rest before you straighten out your legs and go into the Jane Fonda. Again, keep your hips stable, no wobbling. And then when you're done your 10, again, a little rest, a little massage maybe. And then second set of your clamshells. So just make note if you're starting to get a little tired. That's totally normal. We're on our 4th set of everything, so just focus on doing it well, even if you're not lifting as high anymore, that's okay. Someone's feeling some burn. And then last set of the Jane Fondas, straighten out. Keep the hips stable as we lift. I know, I'm feeling it too, it's burning. Good. Finish off that set. And we're done.
Oh.
At least for that one. So yeah, relax again. Show your hips a little appreciation. Tell them good job.
Yeah, I really need this exercise.
Yeah, we all do.
My shoulders are not strong, so most of the time I'm putting baby that's sleeping
Yeah.
on my ear.
Oh, okay.
Baby ear.
Yeah.
So let me sleep. But then my ear I'm still paying it a bit in the hips.
Yeah. Yeah.
This exercise was really good for me.
Yeah. I mean, in our day-to-day life, we all spend a little too much time sitting, and we don't do a lot of side-to-side movement, so the hips get a little lazy. We all need to give our hips some attention. We're going to do a stretch now. Give ourselves a tiny little break. So we're going to stand. We're actually going to be stretching the outside of the lower leg. So you're going to have one foot forward, sort of a split stance, not incredibly far, not a big wide stance. And then the top foot, you're going to turn the whole foot inwards as much as you can. And then the opposite hand is going to reach down, like you're going to touch the outside of your ankle. And you should start to feel a stretch up the outside. If you don't, you can make your stance a little wider. You guys feeling that?
Yeah.
A lot or a little?
Yes.
Okay.
I have to struggle turning the inside foot in.
Yeah.
Inside foot.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. I'm getting a bonus stretch in my side, which is nice.
So do we have to hold over here or do you have to stand up again?
No, we're just holding it. So you're reaching across and holding. Take 2 big, nice deep breaths before we switch to the other side. I know this is a hard position to be in, so sometimes we want to rush it.
Getting the shakes.
Yeah, and then with care, you can come on up and do the other side. So get that split stance, turn one foot in as much as you can, and then the opposite hand reaches down towards the ankle.
No foot is bended, right? Or front is bent. You have to bend it a bit?
Yeah, so the knee can be pretty much straight. If you have to have a little bend in it because you're tight, that's okay. But we want it to mostly be straight. If anyone's super flexible and that's not comfortable, you can put your hands on the ground if you want. You don't have to, just an option.
I can't even get to my ankle.
Yeah. Again, 2 nice big deep breaths. Let's try not to rush it. And then slowly you can come up out of that. Shake it out. Okay, so we're gonna do a hip hinge exercise, and then one more challenging exercise, and then some stretches at the end. So hopefully you're up for that. You don't have to use a band for this, but if you want to make the hip hinge more challenging, you can. You can grab just any kind of band. If you're using a band, it's gonna be underneath your feet, sort of like the base of your toes.
Both feet, right? Both feet, right?
Both feet, yeah. Hopefully you can see that.
You gotta glare.
So you've got it in each hand and then underneath both feet. Your feet are going to be about hip width apart, so a little more narrow than we were for the squat. Again, draw your core inwards, keep your chest up, and your bum is going to go back like you're a robot hinging in half. And then you're going to come back up, squeeze your bum as you come up. You're going to go back and forth. So the band is going to make you need to squeeze between your shoulder blades a little bit more in order to keep your chest up.
Obviously my band is too long.
Yeah, if it's too long, you can just like choke up on it, hold it a little lower down. But the most important thing with this movement is that your spine is really nice and straight. We don't want to see you doing this where you're curling through the spine. So it's the bum going back, think about your sit bones going back, and then coming under. So hopefully you're feeling this a little bit between the shoulder blades, hopefully a little bit in the bum from squeezing as you come up. Let's do one more before we take a rest. How are you guys doing?
Okay.
Good. Okay, last set, and then like I said, the next exercise is a bit challenging. We're doing a lunge, and then we're going to end with some stretches. So you know the drill, core tight, chest up, here we go. Hopefully you're starting to feel it a little more now that we're on our third set. You might be feeling it shaky somewhere. Maybe your core, maybe between your shoulder blades, maybe your glutes. Maybe you're even just starting to feel a little warm. Getting your heart rate going a little bit. Okay, let's do one more really good one. Core tight, shoulder blades squeezed. Good. Okay, So like I said, this exercise is challenging, but I know you guys can do it. We're gonna do 5 lunges and then a break, 5 more lunges. The lunge that we're gonna do is a runner's lunge. So give yourself room in front of you. You're gonna take a really big step, and then your opposite hand is gonna come down and touch the ground, and then you're gonna stand up out of that. So that should require you to really use your bum in order to push up out of that. So here we go. Really big step, opposite hand comes down to touch the ground or your foot, and then push and stand up out of that. You can turn around, and the other leg. Big step, come across to touch the ground, push up out of that. So try to get your bum low if you can. Big step, bum comes down, touch the ground, and push. 2 more. Big step, push up out of it. And last one, big step, across, and push up out of it. Okay, how are you guys?
Okay.
Breathing a little heavy.
Yeah. Hard to get. Is it necessary we have to move to the place, or we can move the leg?
To like keep going in one line, is that what you mean?
Yeah, means on the same place I have to stay, and if I will move on the leg like this, because we are so fast, we cannot.
Yeah, I just want you moving forward, if that makes sense. I want you moving forward, so you should always be making forward progress and have to turn around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You want us to?
I do, yeah.
I got that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, 5 more, here we go. So you're gonna start on the opposite leg. So if you wanna start on your dominant side, don't. Start on the other leg. Big step, come across, and push up out of it. Turn around, big step, reach across, push up out of it. Big step, reach across, push up out of it. We've got 2 more. Big step, reach across, stand up. And last one, make it really good. Big step, come all the way across, and up. Yay! Good job, guys. Take a little rest. You can...
Hard to maintain the balance in the.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe takes time to.
Yeah.
It's a big exercise.
I should have told you guys to bring water and a towel, and you didn't know I was going to work you this hard. I didn't warn you. Okay, so you can come down to a kneeling position. We are going to combine 2 exercises. One is to stretch, and one is to distract you from the stretch. So I'm going to turn so you can see me. We're going to be stretching our ankles here. So we're going to start with what I think is the easiest one. So we're going to have our feet underneath us so that the tops of our feet are on the ground. Now you might find both of these exercises for the ankle really easy if your ankles are very flexible. Awesome. You might find one really challenging and one not. So just be aware of that.
If we cannot sit like you, because sometimes it's hard for us to sit then.
Why is it hard? Because of the ankles?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point. So do the best that you can. The other thing that you do is if you have a pillow near you, here I'll show you.
Yeah, so over some ways, but we are not looking.
Yeah, it is going to be challenging, and it might be uncomfortable for you, but if you need to, you're going to put a pillow on top of your feet, and then you're going to sit on the pillow. So that can help a little bit, but do your best to try to make it through. So one hand is going to come to your chest, one hand is to your belly. I want you to take one big belly breath, and then one big chest breath. The whole time as we alternate back and forth, keep really nice posture, you're upright really tall. Alternating. If your ankles are really stiff, you might be starting to feel them, that's okay. Keep focusing on your breath.
I'm feeling it in my quads.
Okay. We're getting a good stretch everywhere.
I am. But I couldn't have done this a year ago. I'd have had cramps in my feet.
Ah. Consistency pays off. So keep breathing, alternating between chest breath and belly breath. Let's do 2 more cycles, so 4 more breaths. Keep your chest up. Finish off that last breath if you're similar pace to me. And then you can come up out of that. If you're using a pillow, you can ditch the pillow. Give yourself a little rest. You made it. So give your ankles a little attention.
The exercise is just so now. The helps for what?
Yeah, so it's helping the ankle to move better. So we should have good movement both up with the ankle and down. And a lot of people neglect their ankles and they get very tight. So give yourself a few circles on either ankle, and then we're going to do one more version of that. A version that I know I'm going to find more challenging. So when we did it last time, we had our feet under. So the tops of our feet were touching. Now we're going to flip so that our toes are underneath us. So same thing, if you need to use a pillow, you can. So toes underneath, if at all possible. If you cannot do this, that's fine to skip it. But one hand comes to your chest, one to your belly, and we're going to alternate breaths.
Yeah, but it helps to the thigh or it helps to the core?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
This exercise helps to the core or to the hips?
For the feet.
Ankles.
The feet and the ankles.
Oh.
Yeah. The other thing you can do, at least for this one, is if you're close to a wall, you can hold on to a wall or something. That can help, but it's bound to be uncomfortable, so just bear with me. Take some deep breaths.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Belly breath.
Yeah.
And then chest breath. You're doing great, keep it up. Okay, let's do 4 more breaths. I know you're feeling a stretch in your feet and your toes. Belly breath, chest breath. 2 more. Belly breath and chest breath. Good. You can come up out of that. Yep. Okay, give your toes and your ankles a little attention. Some circles. You can also bring your toes under and up. Move them around. Tell them good job. They did well. A little massage. And you can do the other foot too. Were you guys able to do both of them, or was one impossible?
The toes under, my toes don't bend that way.
Yeah.
I will work on that this week.
Yes.
One, then only.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. Even if we just do it for 10 seconds, you know, whenever we happen to be down on the ground, just little bits here and there help things loosen up. For me, I spend a lot of time sitting like this, playing with a little one, so this is nothing for me. But toes under, whoo!
Yeah.
When we were young, we had the same thing, but now.
Yeah.
Now it is different.
But you both have grandchildren, so you're going to be down on the ground playing too.
Give me another one that's on the floor.
Oh man. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah,
Good? Okay. So hopefully you're not too sore from any of that, from the strengthening. You can always do some bonus stretches tomorrow if you find you are sore. Stretch out the quads and stuff.
It was really funny that after the lunch, my quads were really sore.
Yeah.
And then that's where I felt the stretch more than my ankles was in my quads, so I stretched them.
Good, perfect. Wait.
What is the bonus stretches? Means tomorrow means what? It is on the other.
You can just do some like quad stretches where you're pulling your leg back. You can do that. Some of just the traditional ones that we've done before. You can do that figure 4 stretch if your bum is sore, where you're pulling in.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't have to be anything complicated, just some nice simple stretches if you feel that you're feeling it tomorrow. Or you can follow along with a recording that's more mobility based if you want. Okay guys, have a great day. I will see you next week on Thursday.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.